Welcome to the Checkout Point, your quick dive into this week's e-commerce buzz with me, Alex, powered by Blicket. These 20 minutes pack the latest trends, news, and insights. Let's navigate the digital marketplace together. Ready? Let's go!
Hey folks, welcome back to the Checkout Point. I'm Max, coming to you slightly over-caffeinated as usual, which honestly feels appropriate for week 45 because BFCM is right around the corner, and I'm running on pure adrenaline and espresso at this point.
And I'm Rachel. Max, I saw you eyeing that third cup of coffee before we started recording. But yeah, week 45 already. Where did this year go? I was just organizing my holiday shopping list this morning and realized we're basically in the thick of it now.
Right? It's wild. So welcome everyone to our weekly dose of e-commerce news, trends, and strategies. 20 minutes of everything you need to know, powered by Blicket.co. And honestly, this week's episode is packed.
It really is. Oh, and I'm super excited that we just published a new blog post on our website, eCommerce Conversion Audit, the 15-minute year-end review that actually finds money. Like, this thing is a game changer.
Yes, we're definitely diving into that one today because, honestly, most store owners are leaving money on the table and don't even realize it. Rachel spent weeks putting that together.
Weeks might be generous, more like obsessively analyzing data at midnight. But who's counting?
That's the Rachel I know. All right, so what are we covering today? First up, we're breaking down that conversion audit. Forget vanity metrics. We're talking about finding real money hiding in your year-end data.
Then we've got some fascinating marketplace earnings news. Amazon and eBay are crushing it with double-digit growth. But Etsy? They're playing a completely different game that's actually pretty interesting.
Oh, and you won't believe what's happening with Shopify right now. Executive shakeups, AI integrations, and they're basically renovating the house while everyone's still living in it heading into Q4.
Speaking of AI, PayPal and ChatGPT are teaming up so you can literally shop by just chatting. Like, hey ChatGPT, I need new running shoes. And boom, purchased. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, and then we're getting into the not-so-fun stuff. Taxes and tariffs. The IRS just dropped new 1099-K guidance while government services are halting. Plus, there's $40 billion in tariff costs that could mess with everyone's holiday plans.
But we're ending on a high note. Target's Hot Santa is back with friends. Best Buy and Target are already dropping Black Friday deals online, and we're connecting all the dots on how this extended shopping season affects small business owners.
It's a lot, but we're keeping it tight and actionable as always. Let's jump in. All right, so Rachel, we just published something on the blog that I'm actually pretty fired up about, and I think our listeners need to hear about this one.
Oh, the conversion audit piece? Yes. Max, I was literally telling someone about this yesterday because it's such a different take on year-end reviews.
Right, like everyone's doing their year-end analysis right now, but they're all staring at the same vanity metrics. Revenue up, traffic up. Cool story, but are you actually making more money per visitor?
Exactly. And that's what kills me. People have all this data sitting right in front of them from the entire year, especially Q4, and they're just not asking the right questions.
So we wrote this post called eCommerce Conversion Audit, the 15-minute year-end review that actually finds money. And I love that we kept it to 15 minutes because
nobody has time for a 3-day analysis project in January.
Exactly. You've got 12 months of customer behavior data. Black Friday's done. The holiday chaos has settled. And you're sitting on this gold mine. But if you're just comparing this year's revenue to last year's revenue, you're missing the entire point.
Okay, so walk me through it. What's the first thing you're telling people to look at?
The conversion rate gap. And this is where it gets interesting. Most people know their overall conversion rate, right? But they're not looking at the spread between their best and worst performing traffic sources.
Oh, this is good. So like if your email traffic converts at 4%, but your paid social is at 0.8%.
You've got a 3.2% gap that's costing you real money. And here's the thing. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to bring that worst performer up by like 0.5%. And suddenly, you're printing money.
And that's actually doable. Like, that's not some moonshot goal.
Right. We also talk about the cart abandonment archaeology. I love that phrase.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite section, because everyone knows their cart abandonment rate. but they're not looking at when people are bailing.
Exactly. Is it right when they hit the cart page? Is it at shipping info? Is it when they see the total? Each of those tells you something completely different about what's broken.
And we actually give you the specific questions to ask at each stage. Like, if they're leaving right at the cart, that's a pricing expectation problem. If it's at checkout, you've got a friction issue or a trust issue.
The third thing we dig into, and this one surprised me when I was writing it, is the product page performance variance.
Okay, explain this one, because I think this is where people are leaving the most money on the table.
So you've got, let's say, 50 products. Some of them have a 5% add to cart rate. Some have a 1% rate. Same traffic quality, same price points, wildly different performance.
And most people just assume the 1% products are duds.
But they're not. Usually, it's just that the product page is bad. The photos are weak, the description is thin, there's no social proof. And if you can identify your worst performers and just clone what's working on your best pages...
You just gave yourself a bunch of new bestsellers.
Exactly. It's not about the product, it's about the presentation. And that's a 15-minute fix once you know what to look for.
We also get into the mobile desktop split, which I think people are still sleeping on.
Oh, completely. And it's not just mobile converts worse. Everyone knows that. It's about understanding how much worse and whether that gap is growing or shrinking.
Right, because if your mobile conversion rate is dropping year over year while mobile traffic is growing, you've got a compounding problem.
And the fix might be as simple as your checkout form being a nightmare on mobile. Like, you don't need a whole mobile redesign. You might just need bigger buttons and fewer form fields.
The whole post is really about working smarter, not harder. You've already got the data. You've already done the hard part of getting traffic and making sales. Now you're just looking for the leaks.
And we made it super actionable. It's not theory. It's literally open Google Analytics, go here, look at this number, compare it to this other number. Here's what it means.
Yeah, we even included a little checklist at the end. You can literally go through this in 15 minutes with your coffee and come out with 3 or 4 things to fix that'll actually move the needle.
So if you're running an e-commerce store and you haven't done your year-end review yet, or if you did one and just looked at revenue, you need to check this out. It's on our blog at blicket.co.
And honestly, even if you think you've got a handle on your conversion rate, I bet you'll find something in here you haven't thought about. We certainly did when we were putting it together.
The URL's in the show notes, or just head to blicket.co and it's right there on the blog. E-commerce conversion audit, the 15-minute year-end review that actually finds money.
Definitely worth the read, and the 15 minutes to actually do it.
Okay, so we've got some major marketplace earnings to talk about. And honestly, the numbers are wild this quarter.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. So what's the headline here? Who's winning?
Well, Amazon is basically flexing right now. They grew North American sales by 11% in Q3. And get this, their stock jumped 10% after the announcement. Like, that's not just good. That's investors are doing a happy dance good.
Wait, 11%? In this economy? That's actually insane. I mean, everyone keeps saying retail is struggling, but Amazon's over here like, what struggle?
Right? And here's the kicker. They also increased their spending guidance, which is basically Amazon saying, we're so confident, we're going to spend even more money. That's big energy right there.
You know what's interesting, though? This actually ties back to what we were just talking about with conversion audits. Like, Amazon didn't get those numbers by accident. They're constantly optimizing everything.
Exactly. But here's where it gets really interesting. eBay also had a strong quarter. Sales up 10%, revenue up 9%. So it's not just Amazon crushing it.
Hold on, eBay? I feel like we don't talk about eBay enough anymore. That's actually really solid performance.
Super solid. And honestly, I think it shows that there's room for different types of marketplaces. Amazon's the everything store. eBay's still the go-to for unique finds and collectibles. Different vibes, both winning.
Okay, but what about Etsy? Because I feel like there's always a but with these reports.
Yeah, so Etsy's the interesting one here. Their sales actually declined. But, and this is a big but, their revenue still grew. Plus, they just named a new CEO.
Wait, how does that math work? Sales down, revenue up?
I know, right? It's all about the margins and fees. They're making more money per transaction even though they're selling less overall. It's like, imagine you're selling fewer cookies but charging premium prices for artisan ones.
I'm not entirely convinced that's sustainable long-term, though. I mean, sellers are probably not thrilled about that.
That's such a good point. And that's probably why they brought in new leadership. Sometimes you need fresh eyes to figure out how to grow both sales and revenue.
So what does all this mean for people actually selling on these platforms? Because that's what our listeners really care about, right?
Yes! Okay, so here's the deal. If you're only on one platform, you're missing opportunities. Amazon and eBay are both growing, which means there's buyer demand across different marketplaces.
And speaking of opportunities, this connects perfectly with what we're about to discuss next. Those Shopify mistakes that kill holiday profits. Because whether you're on a marketplace or running your own store, you've got to avoid those conversion killers.
Exactly. The platforms are giving you the traffic. Amazon's 11% growth means more eyeballs. But you still have to convert those browsers into buyers.
Right, and that's where a lot of sellers drop the ball. They think just being on Amazon or eBay is enough.
It's like having a store in the busiest mall, but keeping the lights off and the door locked. The foot traffic doesn't matter if you're not ready for it.
Ha! That's perfect. Okay, so bottom line, the big marketplaces are healthy. There's real growth happening. And if you're a seller, now's the time to make sure you're optimized and ready to capture that demand.
Especially heading into the holiday season. These Q3 numbers are strong, but Q4 is where the real magic happens for e-commerce. Okay, so we've got to talk about what's happening over at Shopify because honestly, it's been a wild ride lately.
Oh, I know. Between the executive shakeup and earnings coming out, there's a lot to unpack here. Where do you even want to start?
Well, let's kick it off with something super practical first. There's this article about the 5 biggest mistakes Shopify sellers make during the holidays that literally kill their profits.
Ooh, timing is everything with that one, right? I mean, we just talked about how Amazon crushed it with their holiday sales growth. So what are Shopify merchants getting wrong?
Right? So apparently a lot of sellers are making these rookie mistakes like not optimizing their checkout process, having slow loading times, the stuff that makes customers bounce faster than a kid on a trampoline.
Ha! That's such a good analogy. But seriously, in today's world where people have the attention span of a goldfish, if your site takes more than 3 seconds to load, they're gone.
Exactly. And here's the thing. With AI tools getting integrated everywhere, like we're about to talk about with PayPal and ChatGPT, customers expect that seamless, instant experience. Shopify merchants really need to step up their game.
Speaking of stepping up their game, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Shopify's executive exodus. Their new COO actually called it a turning point.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. When key executives suddenly leave, that's usually not a great sign, right? But the new COO is trying to spin it positively.
I'm not entirely convinced that's just positive spin, though. Sometimes organizations need a shakeup to move forward. But here's what I'm wondering. Is this going to affect how they compete with Amazon?
That's the million-dollar question. And actually, they've got this OpenAI deal in the works too, which is super interesting timing.
Wait, OpenAI? So Shopify's jumping into the AI game too.
Oh yeah, they're integrating AI capabilities, which honestly makes total sense. I mean, if PayPal's putting their wallet into ChatGPT, Shopify needs to keep pace with AI-powered shopping experiences.
That's actually really smart. Imagine having AI help you optimize your product descriptions, manage inventory, or even predict what customers want before they know they want it.
It's like having a crystal ball, but one that actually works. Unlike my Magic 8 Ball from middle school.
Oh my gosh, I had one of those too. But seriously, the real question is whether all this change is going to show up in their Q4 earnings.
Right, and investors are definitely watching closely. The holiday outlook is key because, that's when e-commerce businesses make or break their entire year.
True. And going back to those 5 mistakes, if Shopify merchants can avoid those pitfalls while Shopify itself is going through this transformation, it could actually be a really powerful combination.
Exactly. It's like they're renovating the house while people are still living in it. Risky, but if they pull it off, they could come out way stronger.
Do you think the management changes will actually help them compete better with Amazon's marketplace dominance?
I mean, that's tough to say. Amazon's got that 11% growth we talked about earlier, which is huge. But Shopify's got something Amazon doesn't. They're empowering individual merchants to build their own brands.
That's such a good point. It's not about being the marketplace. It's about giving people the tools to create their own marketplace.
And with AI in the mix now, those tools are getting pretty sophisticated. The next few months are going to be really interesting to watch. Okay, Rachel. I have to tell you about this one because it's honestly kind of wild. PayPal is integrating with ChatGPT.
Wait, seriously? Like, you can just chat with AI and buy stuff now?
Exactly. So basically, you'll be able to use your PayPal wallet directly inside ChatGPT. It's like if your shopping assistant and your wallet had a baby.
That's actually a pretty good way to put it. But I'm curious, how does this even work? Like, I'm just chatting with ChatGPT about, I don't know, holiday gift ideas, and then what?
So picture this. You're asking ChatGPT for gift recommendations, and it suggests this super cool gadget for your dad. Instead of copying the name, opening a new tab, searching for it, and going through checkout, you just tell ChatGPT, yeah, buy that for me. And boom, PayPal handles it right there in the chat.
Okay, that's actually pretty seamless. Though I have to say, this feels like we're living in a sci-fi movie now. Remember when we had to physically go to stores?
Right? My kids are going to be like, Dad, you had to drive to a building to buy things?
But here's what I'm wondering. And this actually connects to what we were just talking about with those Shopify holiday mistakes. Is this going to make impulse buying even worse? Like, if it's this easy to buy something, are people going to blow their budgets?
That's such a good point. I mean, the friction of checkout is sometimes a good thing. You know, it gives you that moment to think, do I really need this?
Exactly. Though I guess PayPal does have purchase protection and all that. But still, when you can literally just say buy it in a conversation.
Oh, but check this out. Think about the possibilities for small businesses. If you're selling on Shopify or any platform, and ChatGPT can recommend your products and process payments instantly, that's a game changer for discovery.
I hadn't thought about that angle. So instead of relying on Google Ads or social media, your product could just come up naturally in conversations.
Right. It's like having a sales rep who works 24/7 and talks to millions of people. Though, honestly, I'm sure there's going to be a whole new world of AI optimization we'll need to figure out.
Oh, great. Just what we needed. SEO wasn't complicated enough. Now we need AIO, artificial intelligence optimization.
Ha! I'm trademarking that right now!
But seriously, this is pretty huge for payment processing. I mean, we're probably going to see more of these integrations, right? Like, why stop at ChatGPT?
Absolutely. And you know what? This timing is interesting because with all the payment regulations coming down the pipeline, like those 1099-K changes we're about to talk about, having these streamlined payment systems might actually help businesses stay compliant more easily.
Good point. If everything's running through established payment processors like PayPal, the tracking and reporting is already built in.
Exactly. It's like the Wild West of AI shopping is getting some infrastructure. Though I gotta say, I'm still getting used to the idea of having conversations with AI that end in, here's your receipt.
I mean, honestly, I've had customer service calls that felt more robotic than ChatGPT, so.
Okay, fair. At least ChatGPT doesn't put you on hold with terrible music.
True. But bottom line, this is definitely something e-commerce sellers need to keep an eye on. The way people shop is changing fast.
Super fast. And if you're not paying attention to where these AI integrations are going, you might miss out on a whole new channel for reaching customers. Okay, Rachel, so I've got some tax news that actually affects pretty much everyone listening right now. And honestly, it's kind of a wild time.
Oh no, are we talking about the 1099-K thing? Because I've been seeing so many questions about that in my feeds.
Yes, the IRS just posted FAQs about it, which is super helpful timing because, tax season is creeping up on us. But here's the kicker. They're also halting some services because of the government shutdown.
Wait, so they're trying to help people understand their taxes while also not being fully operational? That's like a restaurant posting their menu online but keeping the doors locked.
Ha! That's actually the perfect analogy. So for anyone who doesn't know, the 1099-K is basically a form that payment processors send out when you've received money through apps like PayPal or Venmo. And the rules keep changing, which is honestly driving people nuts.
Right, and speaking of payment stuff, we just talked about PayPal coming to ChatGPT. I'm wondering if all these tax reporting changes are going to make people think twice about using these digital payment methods.
That's such a good point. But honestly, the bigger headache right now? Tariffs. We're talking serious money here, Rachel.
Okay, how serious are we talking?
Try $40 billion. LendingTree is warning that Trump's tariffs could add $40 billion in costs for holiday shoppers and sellers. That's billion with a B.
Whoa, that's going to hit everyone's wallet, right? Like when you're shopping for those Black Friday deals we're about to talk about, those prices might not be as good as they look because of these tariffs.
Exactly. You're connecting the dots perfectly. And it gets even more intense. Indian exports dropped by 37.5% because of these tariffs. That's over a third of their exports just gone.
That's actually scary. I'm not entirely convinced people realize how interconnected all this stuff is. Like, when we slap tariffs on imports, it's not just about punishing other countries. It comes back to bite us too.
Right? It's like a boomerang made of money. And here's what's really tricky for anyone following retail news. These tariffs are going to totally skew retail sales results this earnings season.
How so?
Well, think about it. Companies might show lower sales, but is that because people aren't buying stuff? Or because the prices went up due to tariffs and people are being more selective? It's going to be super hard to read the actual health of retail.
So basically, all those earnings reports we usually look at to understand how retail is doing, they're going to be pretty much useless for giving us the real picture.
I mean, not useless, but definitely harder to interpret. You'll need to read between the lines a lot more. It's like trying to judge a recipe when someone keeps changing the ingredients.
Okay, that's actually a perfect way to put it. So what should people actually do with all this information?
Honestly, if you're a seller, you need to factor these costs into your pricing strategy now. If you're a shopper, maybe don't wait until the last minute for holiday shopping, because prices could keep climbing.
And I guess keep an eye on those IRS FAQs, especially if you've been getting paid through apps. The last thing anyone needs is a surprise tax bill because they didn't know about the 1099K rules.
Exactly. It's all about staying informed and planning ahead. The rules are changing, costs are going up, and honestly, you just got to roll with it.
Roll with it while keeping a very close eye on your budget, you mean?
Yes, that too. Always that too. Okay, Rachel, so we just talked about those 1099K tax forms, which honestly made my brain hurt a little.
Just a little?
Fair point. But now we're switching gears to something way more fun, Black Friday deals. And honestly, the retailers are going absolutely wild this year.
Oh, I've been seeing ads everywhere. Target and Best Buy are already dropping their deals, right? Like, it's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Exactly. So here's the thing. Both Target and Best Buy have their Black Friday ads out. And you can actually shop a bunch of these deals online right now. It's like they're saying, why wait for the chaos?
Smart move, honestly. I mean, who wants to wake up at 4 a.m. and fight someone over a TV?
Ha! Right? Although I will say, there's something nostalgic about those Black Friday Stampede videos. They're like a cultural artifact at this point.
You're so weird. But okay, what kind of deals are we talking about here?
So, Best Buy is going hard on electronics. Think TVs, laptops, gaming stuff. We're talking serious discounts on brands like Samsung, Apple, Sony. And Target's doing their usual mix of everything from tech to home goods to toys.
That actually makes sense for their different audiences. Best Buy's the tech destination, while Target's more like, come for the TV, stay for the throw pillows and a Starbucks.
But wait, there's more. Target's doing something absolutely genius with their marketing this year.
Oh no, what did they do?
They brought back Hot Santa.
Wait, what? Hot Santa is a thing?
Oh yeah. So last year, Target featured this attractive guy dressed as Santa in their holiday ads. And the internet completely lost it. Like, memes everywhere. And Target was like, you know what? Let's lean into this.
That's hilarious. So they're just embracing the chaos?
Totally. And they didn't stop there. They added new characters too. They're building this whole holiday universe. It's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but make it retail.
The RCU, Retail Cinematic Universe. I love it.
Trademark that immediately. But seriously, it's actually a really smart strategy. They're creating characters people remember and talk about. It's not just buy our stuff. It's storytelling.
You know, that reminds me of how hard it is to stand out during the holidays. Every store is screaming sale at you. So if you can make people actually remember your ads and share them online.
Game changer. And here's what I find super interesting. This whole early Black Friday thing connects back to what we were talking about earlier with those tax forms.
Wait, how?
Well, think about it. Retailers are pushing these deals earlier because they want to spread out the shopping season, right? But for small business owners who are trying to track all their sales for tax purposes, like those 1099K requirements we just discussed, this extended shopping season means more transactions to monitor over a longer period.
Ooh, that's actually a really good connection. I didn't even think about that.
Right? Everything's connected. But back to the fun stuff. If you're planning to shop these sales, the key is to start checking those ads now. Don't wait until Black Friday itself.
And honestly, shopping online early probably means better stock availability too. You're not competing with everyone else at the same time.
Exactly. Plus, you can do it in your pajamas with a cup of coffee instead of, the whole stampede situation.
Now that's the kind of Black Friday shopping I can get behind. Although I do want to see what other characters target ads to their Hot Santa universe.
Stay tuned for Hot Elf and Attractive Reindeer.
Please let that be real.
Well, that's a wrap on week 45 of e-commerce news, folks. And what a week it was.
I'm still thinking about Hot Santa and his friends. Like, Target really said, let's make Christmas shopping thirsty and just went for it.
Hey, whatever gets people shopping, right? But honestly, my favorite part today was that conversion audit we kicked off with. I know it sounds like homework, but 15 minutes could literally find you money you didn't know you were losing.
Same. And I loved how everything kind of connected today. From those marketplace earnings showing us where the growth is, to Shopify's big changes, and then ending with BFCM already heating up. It's like the whole e-commerce world is holding its breath before the holiday sprint.
Speaking of which, BFCM is right around the corner, people. If you haven't run that audit on your store yet, this weekend might be the perfect time, before the chaos hits.
For sure. And if you enjoyed hanging out with us today, we'd love it if you joined us again next week for more e-commerce news and maybe a few more of Max's terrible jokes.
Hey, my jokes are premium content, thank you very much.
Sure they are, buddy. And hey, swing by blickit.co if you want more cool resources. We've got some great stuff there to help you actually use all this news we just threw at you.
Yeah, and honestly, we just really appreciate you spending part of your day with us. Whether you're listening while packing orders, commuting, or pretending to work.
Max!
What? I'm just being real. But seriously, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next week with more news, more insights, and probably more Hot Santa commentary.
Take care of yourselves out there, and happy selling.
See you next week, everyone.